Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my life. And in today's video, I want to talk about maybe something that's been holding me back a lot lately and that I've noticed in myself. And the reason that I've noticed this is because I've taken the time to step back and basically been away for the past 15 plus days. Has allowed me to look at my life through a new lens, and just be able to assess again the things that are serving me, the things that are not serving me so well. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically, I've been reflecting a lot, since I've come back here yesterday, and I've just been trying to be super self-aware about the internal triggers and how I'm feeling and the conditions that set me up for success as well as for failure. The conditions that inevitably lead me to fail myself, from living up to my values, from living up to my potential. And I think I've come up with maybe 3 or 4 things that I've been thinking about today and yesterday since I've come back, that maybe are holding me back, and that basically when I'm in the moment, it's too hard for me to identify them. But now that I've been on vacation for 15 plus days, and I've come back, I immediately noticed these things. So the first thing is sleep. So basically, yesterday I didn't have that good of a night of sleep because I woke up at 6 a.m. To get here to Thionville from Paris, because I had spent the night at my sister's place. And so basically, whenever I have not slept that much, or not enough, my whole day is pretty much shot and I can't really focus. And so, maximum level of the things that I can do is so limited, and it's actually really hard for me to get any deep work done. And so that's one learning. And so basically, this not getting enough sleep leads me to overconsumption of caffeine. And so yesterday I had a Red Bull for the first time in 15 plus days, and that just pretty much meant that I was tired and could not sleep. So yeah, it's the worst combo ever. And so I spent all of my afternoon jittery, could not focus, and the only analogy that came to mind when thinking about this is when you're driving really fast and you can't really control as well, the car. Well, that's how it felt when I had the Red Bull and an overdose of caffeine, because I have not had that much caffeine over the past 15 days, maybe just one coffee in the morning. But most days I did not have coffee. And so, yeah, basically yesterday I had an overdose of caffeine, and I had a coffee in the morning plus a Red Bull, and that just got me feeling super weird. And yeah, that was not a good combo. And so, yeah, and today I woke up feeling absolutely terrible, which I have not felt this terrible in the past 15 days because of the fact that I was not consuming that much caffeine at all. And so basically my head was hurting quite a bit when I woke up. And I realized, oh my god, this is because of the caffeine that of that amount of caffeine that I've consumed yesterday. And actually, that feeling that I had today is a feeling that I had gotten used to, that I was taking for granted, and that just became my new normal. While like before I had taken a step back and like went away for a bit. And so now I know that that's not normal, because I have not had that feeling at all in however long uh, I've been out. Maybe the exceptions is on the wedding day and stuff like this, because I slept at 3 a.m. the day before the wedding, and the day of the wedding, my sister's wedding, I think I slept at like 7 a.m. and woke up at like 12. So yeah, I was not feeling that great, but I think I was definitely feeling better than I was feeling this morning. So yeah, that's just a couple of the realizations that I've had about this. The next one, so I think I've gone through two. The first one is the amount of sleep that I get and how it impacts my ability to perform focused deep work during the day. And then basically just pretty much feel super bad about myself when I have an expectation of doing lots of focused deep work, and basically the conditions that I've set up for myself are not conducing to having that deep work, and then feeling bad about not having had that deep work. So yeah, that's not very helpful at all. The second thing is basically the lack of sleep leads me to overconsumption of caffeine, which leads me the next day to be completely dead and tired, and basically kickstarts this whole cycle of caffeine overconsumption. The third thing that I've been thinking about today is this idea of delayed gratification. I've noticed that by trying to build my discipline over the past few months, over the past year plus, I've noticed this pattern in myself that now I've just become such a junkie of this delayed gratification thing that I think it's basically taking one extreme, which is basically not delaying gratification whatsoever and like giving into impulses and stuff like this, to the complete opposite, which is basically turning delaying gratification into a mental game, or even a compulsion. That I've noticed in myself is that now I kind of feel like this obligation to, whenever I have a thought like, oh, I should like, let's say I say I'm gonna do this thing for 20 minutes. I'm gonna row for 20 minutes, which is my rowing goal, my daily rowing. And that's what I started with, that goal. And right now I'm always going way beyond that 20 minutes, just because in my head I'm like, okay, at the beginning it was like 20 minutes, then 21 minutes, no, 21:15, no, 21:25, and it just kept on creeping up, which is a good thing because I like being active, and physical activity is good for me, etc., for my health goals, etc. And it's not something that I need to complain about, right? But I've just like basically been feeling like this constant pressure all the time to apply that delayed gratification thing to pretty much everything in my life, and it's just having negative consequences in the sense that I'm not able to be spontaneous or in the moment and just have fun as much as I used to, which it's a downside, right? It's, of course, I don't want to be impulsive and like always giving in to my my impulses, but there needs to be like some sort of equilibrium to be found. I need to find some sort of middle ground to determine the things that are worth applying this delayed gratification too, because applying it to everything is just as bad as applying it to maybe not just as bad, but it's not ideal as ideal as finding the right balance, because it's just shifting from one extreme to another extreme, and that's not something that's sustainable over the long term. And so I need to find the right middle ground of what to apply my delayed gratification to, and just somewhat saving some of that willpower, because it's honestly very draining. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that I got so burned out and, like, I don't know, tired before I went on vacation and stuff. It's because I was trying to apply this delayed gratification thing to everything in my life. And I don't think that's a good way to go about it, because some things don't require it. Some things I can just, I can just do without overthinking. And so basically I've been trying to do the opposite, like try to impose like an upper limit to this delayed gratification thing, because basically I started applying it to having a minimum, but then this minimum would always keep climbing up. And now I've realized that, okay, I need to define a range rather than just define a minimum of when I'm going to stop, and like the bare minimum that I'm gonna do, and always try to, like, basically always exceed that bare minimum as a non-negotiable, and then have a strict maximum that I need to stop at, because it will come at the expense of other most important things in my life. And if I just keep trying to maximize everything, I'm not gonna be maximizing the things that matter the most, which right now for me is my focus and my ability to deliver on the work that I need to deliver, my ability to just stick to my word and work on the things that are the most important to me. And yeah, for now, I just need to direct almost all of my attention to completing this project from my previous team, because it will just keep dragging on if I don't complete it with urgency and as soon as possible. And to be able to do that, I need to have basically, which leads us to the final learning that I've had, I guess, or realization that I've had, is that I need to be okay with saying no to things, even when it feels uncomfortable, and even when it gets me the disapproval of the people whom I seek, whom I am seeking approval from the most, or the people whose approval I value the most. And that's a lesson that I'm learning to deal with, because, for example, for the women in engineering group that I'm a part of, I have not been super active, and I have made some commitments that I have not upheld, and pretty much I've made those commitments just because I was trying to, of course I care about the commitments, but mostly out of obligation, or like trying to get the approval of this friend and mentor that I really respect, and whose approval I care about a lot. And yeah, today I've just had to say, like, to tell her that I'm not gonna be able to, like, for the time being, to prioritize that specific thing that I needed to work on. And so I just sought some help from other members of this group to just help me get it done, because I've been putting it off, and I realized that there is no way that I'm gonna be able to make it, like to do this thing, unless I compromise on finishing the project that I need to finish right now. And so it was a hard thing to do. Like basically, I just told her that I'm not gonna be able to do it. And so, yeah, I think I don't know how she actually feels, because it was just all over Slack. So it was just like some messages, and so I think she maybe is a bit disappointed, and I know that, and it's very hard for me. But I know that for me to be able to do this over the long term, I need to prioritize the right things over the short term. And given that this women in engineering group, the ultimate goal for this women in engineering group is to help women succeed in their engineering careers at the company that I work at. And so I am a woman, and if I don't prioritize getting this project done, that will affect my career. So it's the long-term approach is for me right now to just focus specifically on closing this project, because it's really important for my performance, and I need to prioritize it over almost everything else, because it's gonna haunt me for much longer than it needs to, and it's already haunted me for long enough. It's already been on my plate for long enough that I don't want to extend it. I just need to say no to everything else right now that's related to work, to be able to complete this project, because it's a really tricky project that requires a lot of deep thinking and a lot of problem solving, which I need to pretty much be undistracted from. And I need to be able to get in and try stuff, document that stuff, then get back to it and try again. And I cannot have other things on my plate that require actions from me in the meantime. So yeah, just thinking about that, and just sitting in the discomfort of this idea of being okay with the disapproval, the short-term disapproval of the people that whose opinion I value the most. And this is definitely not an easy thing. And actually, this specific idea of getting comfortable with getting the disapproval from the people whose opinion you value the most is something that I've learned from Alex Hormozy. I was actually listening to one of his podcasts today, and he was specifically talking about this idea, and he gave the example of him with his dad, because he was the person whose opinion he valued the most, and basically feeling like he had to learn to be okay with getting his disapproval, and like with the goal of not the goal of, but knowing that will be what will allow him to have the highest impact, or to succeed, quote unquote, based on his definition of success. So yeah, I know it's uncomfortable to say no, and it's just something that I'm learning to do more and more. I think the most important things for me right now is this YouTube thing, it's really, really important to me. It's like, it hits like such a fundamental aspect of my life that it's not something that I can compromise on. It's just really important to me. So basically making these paper readings are like this machine learning paper readings is really important to me, and so that's something that I'm still gonna pursue for now. And from the work perspective, it's this project, closing this project for now, that I can fully transition to my new team and then shift all of my attention to that new team and shift into being a valuable contributing member of this new team, which I feel that I have not been able to uh, to be pretty much. So yeah, those are the things that have been on my mind today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so the one right before this one, or you can click here to watch my latest video on this channel. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!